Jay-Z has done it again, and people are
So looks like Jay-Z is letting his people down again. Everyone's shocked. Flacco back at it with the breakdown. Let's get it.
pissed. And by people, I mean not me, because I didn't expect anything less from Jay-Z. This Jay-Z and Target partner.
Bro, he's not wrong. Like, I don't know why people's expectations are like so high for Jay-Z anymore. Like, you should really start lowering them. I mean, Diddy files, obviously Rihanna. Like, there's a bunch of things that you could like talk about Jay-Z not being, who everybody thinks he is.
Announcement has people in a stir on the timeline, bruh. So Jay-Z announced a partnership and exclusive deal with Target in the middle of black people supposedly boycotting Target. So this would apparently be where
I swear there's boycotting something all the time. Everybody got an opinion about something.
like Target will be releasing an exclusive anniversary edition of the 1996 debut album Reasonable Doubt. There's two selling points to this new anniversary edition of Reasonable Doubt. The vinyl will have a unique color only for the anniversary edition, and it will only ever be sold at Target. And also, there will be unreleased versions of certain records that would only be on this vinyl, and that's only being released via Target. This is very similar to what Jay-Z did with the NFL and Colin Kaepernick. When the NFL needed black people to stop boycotting them because they kept firing black athletes for kneeling and refused to give them a job.
Even that was a bunch of BS, right? Like just a bunch of distractions. Not talking about the Kaepernick meaning all that. Don't come at me in the comments. But what I'm talking about is like the Jay-Z and the NFL thing. Like why people care about that so much. Like Jay-Z's just making business moves. But at the same time, he's just making business moves with this Target thing. And well, I can already say Target's prices are too high compared to everywhere else. And well, that sounds like Jay-Z's type of arena, that's what his type of business is.
Right, for protesting police brutality. So they gave Jay-Z a crazy bag to step in and undermine the movement that Colin Kaepernick started and get black folks back in line. And what did Jay-Z do? Man, Jay-Z started calling up like media companies to run negative stories on Colin Kaepernick while at the same time telling black folks, man, we done kneeling, man. We done boycott. We done protesting, bruh.
It's a success, right? This is the next thing, right? Because there's two parts of protesting.
Action to sit was later lifted to taking a knee.
Yo, when y'all think about Jay-Z calling up media companies to like, put out fake stories on Colin Kaepernick, do you think he has to pay for that, or you think he's got that much control and power? Just make a phone call and say, "Hey, do this," and like media companies listen and do it. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. All right, let's get back to the video.
Go outside and you protest, and then the company or the individual say, I hear you. What do we do next?
Jay-Z was saying this at the same time the NFL was still blackballing Colin Kaepernick. They were still disciplining and getting rid of black athletes for kneeling. Jerry Jones even came out and said, I'll better not see anybody kneel or else they won't be playing this Sunday. So Jay-Z has always utilized.
So I understand both sides when it comes to the kneeing, right? Like I understand why the knee's there and why people are taking a knee, but doing it at the national anthem is also why I understand the other side. Like I come from a military background, right? Like a military brat, not military myself, but big thing is like disrespecting all the fallen soldiers and everybody else who like laid their life down on the line just so you couldn't have the freedom to take that knee. So it's like, I mean, I get both sides, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's all blown out of proportion more than it should have been. And they're always trying to use race to divide us, right? Like, why don't we just see people and see that like the same thing is that the fact is the justice system and the law and the government are unfair to the people in general, everybody in different ways, same ways, one or the two ways. It happens to everyone, like truthfully.
His leverage in the culture to serve himself. This is not a shocker to me. Target came to Jay-Z and said, listen, man, black folks is boycotting. They not showing up to Target. They told Jay-Z, we need you, bruh. We need black folks back in Target. What's the best way to get black folks back in Target? Drop some records, man. Put the different color vinyl in Target. Put the unreleased versions of certain records in Target. Make it an exclusive. Black folks is going to be back in Target. Get Jay-Z a big check. I'm not surprised whatsoever. Who would be surprised that Jay-Z is doing this? Nobody. The Jay-Z defenders are probably going to come out and have 1,000 excuses. If you guys have forgotten why black people are boycotting Target, let me remind y'all. Back in 2020, Target came out the blue and said, listen, man, all right, the pain and the plight that black folks is going through, we empathize. Now, back in 2020, everybody was looking.
Wasn't Target also the same? No, that was H&M. Never mind. Never mind. I was about to say the one who did like the kid in the monkey shirt, and it was like the black kid, and then like the ginger. Like they did kind of like some racist thing. Like H&M, I think did, but I think Target did something too. I think theirs was like the LGBTQ being pushed to like children and whatnot. That is kind of crazy. I do not agree with that, but um, yeah, dude, that's always something with Target.
Right, for some black sympathy and some black. And everybody was looking to hop on this clout gravy, bruh. Black folks was in style in 2020, man. We was the ish. So Target said, listen, man, all right, we want to give $2 billion to black initiatives because what's going on in the black community, we believe we need to strengthen and help strengthen the black communities in these urban cities. We want to put $2 billion up. They got the good press. Black folks rallied around Target. Target got all the benefits of this pledge before they even gave $1.
I was about to say the same thing, dude. That sounds like something Target would do. Make a pledge just to get hey, we're gonna spend this money to make more money. Like if you listen to their problem, they need more people in their store because they're obviously not making enough money, right? So then they're like trying to go to Jay-Z to like get him to influence the black culture to go into Target. And they're like, hey, we're gonna spend all this money on the culture. If they're having a hurt for money, like, do you think they're really gonna spend $2 billion? That doesn't make any more sense to me. Like at that moment, I'm done trying to cipher it. It makes total sense to why they would offer up $2 billion to a culture, and that's simply because they're trying to lie and not spend $1 and get them to come spend money, right? Like it's freaking crazy.
Target also said, listen, we believe employment would also help the black community. So we're going to put in DEI initiatives to make sure we make a concerted effort to give.
There's one thing I was taught though. I want to drop this. There was a mentor of mine who used to teach me what leadership is, right? Teach me about how to be a leader, and he says leadership is influence, right? It's informal, right? And so what does that mean? Is like you gotta influence people to become a leader. A leader's not just like a name tag. Can't just say I'm the leader, right? So Target's knowing this obviously, or they wouldn't like go after Jay-Z. They know they can get Jay-Z because he's a major influence and he can influence the culture to start coming back into Target. And if he puts his face on it, of course, like we said in the beginning, ain't nobody lowering their standards for Jay-Z. Even after all the hiccups and the bad publicity, they're still gonna be influenced by him. They're still gonna listen to him, just like Beyonce too.
Black people an opportunity to get employed by Target. Target was black folks' favorite store, man. Target really stepped up and led the way. Now, these were pledges. Okay, 5 years later, in 2025, Donald Trump came out and said, listen, that DEI initiative stuff is out the window. It's racist to white folks. It's done. Target 5 years later still hadn't given that $2 billion they pledged. So when Donald Trump came with the DEI is dead, is over with, Target then used that as an excuse to say, well, we're not giving it $2 billion because Donald Trump said DEI is done. We don't have to get $2 billion. Black folks says, nah, you not doing that. No way, nah, you is not. Oh, we need that $2 billion, bro. Oh, we need these initiatives to be in place. So black folks said, we are boycotting Target because they played in our faces. You could have very well just sat quiet and done nothing. Walmart.
I got a question, right? Like, if you actually look at the population of the United States, like, as I recall, like, blacks are kind of like the smallest portion of the population. So, like, one culture boycotting Target and it being one of the smallest cultures or smallest races in America, in population. How does Target take such a big hit from one race boycotting it? Doesn't make any sense.
Ain't do a goddamn thing. These other corporations ain't do a goddamn thing. You stepped up and pledged. Honor your pledge. So black folks stepped in and say, we are boycotting Target until they honor their pledge. As a matter of fact, we have a couple things on the agenda that we need done. And if y'all don't do this 4 things, we are boycotting Target, and the Target boycott is in place. And it's been effective. I think Target stock went down like 30% after the boycott.
Tom Ogle drove 200 miles.
30% after the boycott. That is crazy. That does show you that Flacco ain't lying, dude. Black people loved Target at the time.
Church historically has always been on the front line of civil rights. And so Lent is the season that leads from Ash Wednesday to Resurrection. So it is not just a withholding of dollars, but a pushing forward of prayer. A lot in America is shifting, and the church is going to have to be more active and vocal.
So let me talk here about 4 of the demands that you all have for Target. I think we can put them up on the screen. Honor the $2 billion pledge to black business community, which they made in 2021 to spend that through the end of this year.
Let me pause and say to you, the reason why that's significant, they made that pledge after the killing of George Floyd. Target is headquartered in Minneapolis, where George Floyd was killed, and it wasn't connected to DEI. It was supposed to be honored December of 2025. And so
I just want to say this, like, the fact that, like, there's black banks. Could you imagine if there were, like, white banks? Like, the rage that people would have? Pretty crazy.
when the president made this move to dismantle DEI, they hid that obligation under it and are not honoring it.
I'm going to come back to number 2. 3, completely restore the franchise commitment to DEI.
Yes.
4, pipeline community centers at 10 HBCUs to teach retail business at every level. And they made some commitments to HBCUs, even being honored by some black business organizations because of their commitments to DEI. But number 2, explain this one. Deposit $250 million against any of 20.
It's crazy that, like, race is being thrown into so many things. It's like, if Jay-Z can call up media companies and have them put out a bunch of stuff about Kaepernick, what do you think the government could call the media companies up and like force them to put out? It's kind of crazy if you even think about it. Like, is there any even real news today? Like, people who actually report things without a alter motive or like a agenda behind it?
3 black banks. Why is that on the list?
I think it's so significant because our black businesses are really fighting to get access to capital. And a lot of our black banks are unable to do so. If Target is receiving $12 million a day from black people, then I think that some small modicum of that should be reinvested directly back into our communities.
So they even try to give Jamal Bryant the bag to sell us out, right? He came and said the boycott is over. Man, bro, when he said, bro, the real people who organized the boycott said what? The backlash was so immense that he had to come back and apologize for trying to end the boycott. So Target thinks Jay-Z, from my perspective, they think he's more culturally relevant than what he really is. I don't think Jay-Z moves the needle in that sense. I don't think Jay-Z still has the leverage and the authority in the culture. I feel like social media right now.
I don't either. Jay-Z definitely does not have that kind of authority in my mind. Like, I don't see him having that kind of authority over anybody anymore, not just his culture or just the black culture. And mind you, I don't obviously have experience being black, so no, I'm not talking from experience in the culture, but I definitely have experience visualizing and watching the culture and watching and knowing people in it. And Jay-Z is a has-been. Nobody listens to him, and like I haven't heard a Jay-Z song since like the early 2000s. Okay.
His entire legacy has unraveled. People see Jay-Z for who he really is. This don't move the needle anymore. But Jay-Z is just picking up the bags. Now, the discourse is happening online. There are people who are going as hard as they can against Jay-Z. And then obviously there are the Jay-Z defenders who are making an excuse for Jay-Z. So we're going to cover both ends. We're going to cover people who believe that Jay-Z did nothing wrong, as well as people who believe that Jay-Z is absolutely evil for this. Now, I'm agree with the latter. I think Jay-Z is despicable. I think this is shameless, bro. You are a billionaire. How much more money do you need off the backs of the very same people who support you?
Whew. All right, rock stars, the people have a lot to say about Jay-Z's decision to partner with Target for an exclusive 30th anniversary release of Reasonable Doubt. Some say he's choosing business over his own community. Some people say it's just business at the end of the day. So I'll ask you guys, how do you feel about this?
Listen, I'm just going to jump right in and say that Jay-Z has consistently showed us time after time again that for him it's going to be partnership over principle. Allegedly,
She took the words right out of my mouth. That is like literally who Jay-Z is. I don't know why everybody's so shocked by this.
we remember when he backdoored Dame Dash, you know, when he made those partnerships in his own favor. Then we
Dude literally threatened to like throw Rihanna out of a window if she didn't sign a document in a joking manner. We all know that shit wasn't joking.
seen when Colin Kaepernick was going through it with the NFL and ended up being blackballed. He didn't come to his defense. And now, right in the middle of our very own people, his very own people, being in the middle of a Target boycott, he is partnering with Target. And so I think what the biggest issue is here, that we look for these quote unquote iconic people that so many idolize to be leaders. And for them, it's only about legacy building, and that's their own legacy. Forget the people.
Ooh, come on.
Jay-Z saw an opportunity. He saw the void that is black people not shopping at Target. And he pitched to Target, you know what? I'm the black culture. I got this huge cult-like following. If y'all give me a shitload of money, I will team up with y'all exclusively to do this. And it's like, Jay-Z, you leveraged the boycott and the struggle of our people who were attempting to put Target in their place. You leveraged that for your own personal gain. And it's fucked up, especially considering that you are not some low-level rapper who needs the money. And I know men like Jay-Z get to a
How does Target have anything to do with like struggling black people or white people or struggling people in general? Like, it's a store. If you're struggling, you're usually like not shopping.
certain level, and they do this thing where they're like, it's just business. It was a business opportunity. It is not just business, Jay-Z, when you leverage the hard work and the strides that everybody put in to get our voices heard and our feelings felt at Target, and you just go on and completely undercut all of that for your personal gain. Now, I know a lot of y'all not finna like this, but I'm finna have to take it there. And Beyonce, you ain't no damn better. You ain't no damn better. Beyonce, you know better. This is legit.
Look, if you ask me, both of them are like wicked, demonic people. They do crazy things. They involved in crazy things. I think a lot of people in the music industry are. I think they all sold their souls in some shape, form, or fashion. But I can't take any more of this idiotic stuff. Like, why do people even give a shit? Like, focus on your life. Focus on what you care about. And if this is what you care about, I would say you could find a whole lot more important things to care about. This really isn't going to like change anything, regardless whether if Jay-Z does the deal or doesn't do the deal. Like, somebody else will do the deal, and that's the truth. Like, somebody with influence, somebody will take the check. And we all know that money buys influence, it buys power, it buys anything you pretty much want except for happiness and a relationship with God. So, hey, God bless everybody. Go talk to Jesus before you go to bed tonight. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.